But as you can see from this whole slide itself, there's bigger reasons, and the reason is primarily due to the whole performance of Chinese market seems to be green, right? And green means that it's growing, but why am I saying that it's losing steam? Let's take a closer look right now. So this is what I was referring to. I will do some quick explanation why this is like a signal or like some signs that it's losing steam. We usually base it on two colors. Green means it's going up. You start low, you end the day at a high. And for red is you start at a high, then you end at a low. Right, so that's how they determine the colors in a sense. Right, and then let's take a look at this current latest one, which is a very red candlestick. What this means is that for the previous day itself, you can see that it started low, which is around 3,850, let's say, for example. It ended around like 4K, right? And what this means for today, it didn't start at 4,000 plus, it started at 4,400. So initially, right, when the $4,000 it jumped to $4,400, it's a very bullish thing because you can see that it's a big jump. But what is the bad thing is that along the way in the day itself, it started to drop a bit. It dropped until a low of 4,001, which is signaled by this small thin line. Okay, and then over time it went back up again until it ended around like 4,000 plus. This might not be the latest chart that I took a snapshot, but the idea is that it started at 4,004. It went all the way down until 4,001, which is like telling us that there are buyers that don't want to buy so high. So it came down all the way here, but it ended around at 4,002. By right, if you want the clear bullish signal or for today itself, it should be something like here, where you started at around 3,008, then you jump to 4,000, and then you end there. Wow, some say people starting to cash out already, and then the government should pump more money, right? And that's quite true, right? I think people are taking profit because you can see that it was declining, and then suddenly the whole bullish signals, right? It's telling people that, hey, maybe let's be more conservative, profit first, all this. But it could be a reason why this is happening. But as you can see from this whole slide itself, there's bigger reasons, and the reason is primarily due to the stimulus that China was talking about last week before the Golden Week holiday thing. So last week, the whole stimulus announcement, right, is just a preempt. It's like telling all people, hey, today I'm going to open a new shop at, let's say, Pasir Ris. It's just announcing. There's no details of when, what kind of food, the pricing, nothing. It's just a pure kind of announcement. But today, after the whole long holiday week, the government body, the National Development Reform Commission, or in other words, NDRC, right? They came out and announced what is happening and then what are the plans, right? But they didn't really address or give a lot of details. The details that they gave out was not like this year what we are going to be doing, how much money is going to be issued, but instead, what they have mentioned to the public is that a lot of the information is more about next year. Not this year, next year.
But it's going year end.
Yeah, it's going year end, yes, correct. But people want to start seeing the things coming soon, which is what led to the whole market being so optimistic about it. That, oh, government is going to give money. So money come already, what can we do? We should go and invest. That's why a lot of people open brokerage accounts. And when brokerage accounts opens more and more, it also helps the brokerage companies to so-called foresee their potential revenue moving forward, which is why Tiger Brokers, Mumu, and other Chinese brokerages, their share price actually went up a lot. Yeah. So whether or not this is sustainable, we'll discuss a little bit more. But for me, after I saw this whole situation, it comes back to what Eric said last week, which is they never give a lot of details. It's more like a hype. People are anticipating. And at this point of time, if those people that entered, it's like taking a gamble instead of focusing on the things that make sense or is rational. Yeah, just to highlight to everyone that news tend to trigger emotions. And when we see this kind of news, we will tend to predict what is going to happen. And it can be a form of a way for you to enter the market at a point, but it's not necessarily the case. As with the Hong Kong market, which didn't go up, went down instead. Analysts that was analyzing the whole discussion or the whole sharing about the NDRC issuing the the stimulus and stuff, a lot of them have quite negative connotation or like thoughts about it. Some of them were saying like, oh, you mean no stimulus because it's not this year. And then recently the Hong Kong market that dropped, right? High chances is because it's due to this NDRC event. There wasn't any news about the whole market, and this is the only big ones. The Hong Kong market actually suffered based on this because a lot of investors like participated in Chinese companies which are listed in Hong Kong as well. Okay, yeah. So you can see that a lot of this thing is like talking about the informations, all the new money that's coming in is not this year itself, and people are like saying it's not a good thing. So that's why there was a bad take on this. At the end of the day, whether you got invest in China market is about consistency. And later on, right, I actually did a small little test, right? That like across the past 10 years, what would happen if you have DC8 or you have invested in the China market? Will you be interested to find out? I think China, besides the macro side of things, I think generally if we were to just invest in China as a whole, I don't think the economy will go down the hill until nobody business because we're not talking about currency here, we're talking about like underlying companies, great companies that building their own ecosystem within China. Thank you so much for watching to this video, and I hope that you have enjoyed and learned something from this segment of our weekly WealthPulse sharing. We conduct our WealthPulse every Tuesdays 8 to 9 PM as we deep dive into the latest and biggest market news and what this means to investors. Do remember to like, subscribe, and also share with more of your friends to support us in making investing easy for everyone to follow. Join us in our community through WealthPulse, and I've placed the link in the description box below. I will see you online then. Bye bye.